WNYathletics.com would like to thank today's sponsors. Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Ready to sell your home? Visit howardhanna.com today. Howard Hanna. Home happens here. Western New York Immediate Care, with 4 convenient locations in the Buffalo area: Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, Lancaster, and Orchard Park. Western New York Immediate Care is now offering telemedicine services to provide you care anytime, anywhere. Visit WNY Immediate Care on-site or virtually at WNYimmediatecare.com. Logistics Plus Buffalo is your go-to resource for all your transportation needs. LP moves freight of all shapes and sizes all across the world. Call LP Buffalo today at 716-877-9653 or email buffalo@logisticsplus.com. AdPro Sports. AdPro is the largest team sports dealers and brand merchandise providers in the nation. For a variety of custom merchandise solutions, from apparel to promotional items, visit adprosports.com. Empire Electric. For all your home, business, or office electrical needs, call Empire Electric at 716-634-0330. Free estimates and financing available for all customers. Empire Electric. Call 716-634-0330.
And we welcome you to the home West Seneca East High School Big Section 6 football matchup. Class B action coming up for you. Class B1 action between the host West Seneca East Trojans and the visiting Pioneer Panthers, a pair of 2-0 teams, one of the last undefeated teams in all of Section 6 as we are in Week 3 action. And we welcome you to our broadcast booth. Along with Mark Johnson, I'm Joe Kraus. Frank Wolf, is our producer, and Dana Gunther is our camera person upstairs. And Mark, as I just said, a pair of undefeated teams here in Week 3. We got a dandy of a game coming up tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup tonight. 2 well-coached teams, as well as 2 disciplined teams. We see a great scheme of football here tonight. Of course, Pioneer, they beat Depew in a game that you guys did. Lightning short game that had to be played the next day. They won it 27-7. Then they just pounded Burgard last week, 63-6. And for West Seneca East, they took out Cheektowaga 27-24 in a great game to open up in Week 1. And then they pounded Grand Island 41-7. So it should be an exciting ball game. Both these teams can score.
It was the duo for the Trojans last week against the Vikings, a 41-7 win. Charlie Rosado, the halfback, and the quarterback, Andrew Deptula, combining for 275 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. And as we're wrapping up the coin toss, Mark, I believe you have the officiating crew for tonight. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. The starting is the referee is John Erbar. The umpire is Jim DiMartino. The linesman is Bob Newsoff. And the line judge is Tony Scazuzzo. And the back judge is Mike Glauber. And right now, currently 71 degrees here, Joe. Perfect night for football. And winds coming out of the southwest, not too bad. Shouldn't be too bad of a problem here for these both quarterbacks tonight. But excellent conditions to play football.
Absolutely, Mark. As we are welcoming you on West York Athletics, we are having some technical difficulties with our scoreboard. So we'll be doing it the old-fashioned way, letting you know the time and the scores and the yardage and downs as well throughout our broadcast. A big crowd on hand at halftime. West Seneca East will be honoring their 2012 team, a very successful team back in 2012. So we have some players that will be honored at halftime. There's a giant tent and some chairs in the right corner of the sideline. So we'll hopefully bring you that as part of our broadcast. The Trojans will be kicking off to start this one. And the Panthers ready to kick off with Devin Matuzak at kicker. This is the senior winding up, and we are underway. Trojans going right to left to start this opening half. Young man on the return, and he stumbles his way across the 27, 28-yard line, and this is where the Trojans will set up shop.
Nice play there by number 3 for the Panthers. Galvin Schwab came up, tripped up his man before he got started down that left sideline. That return gets by Schwab. Man had a nice, decent return there, and they'll have a decent field position to start this game.
As we mentioned, the Trojans with a 41-7 victory against Grand Island. First game in Class B1 play this season. Deptula up the middle, crosses a 30, gets a few yards, gets up to about the 33, and then he is stopped by the Panthers D-line going left to right for weight-wise, 205, 250, 280, and 215.
And, of course, we're going to see Deptula probably run the ball a lot here for this Trojans team. He's a good player, senior, as you mentioned, 6 foot, 190-pounder. He can run.
6-yard gain for the senior. Now in the shotgun. Deptula takes a snap, looks right, deflected at the line. A big swat from Sam Platt. It'll be third down coming up.
Yeah, the sophomore got his hands up in the air. I just don't know why coaches don't have teams do this more often. Get your hands up in the air, knock down passes. That time it worked perfectly. The quarterback making the most out of that, scrambling to the right side. I thought he was hemmed in, Joe, but then he turned it upfield and made another nice move and picked up the first down by a yard.
On a 5-yard gain, the last stretch to continue this drive for the Trojans. First and 10 at the West Seneca East 39-yard line. Snap, handoff, up the middle, going to the right side. Looked like Cole Armone on the carry for the Trojans. Got about a yard or so on the play.
The Trojans, Joe, they're coached by Jim Morano. Is in his 18th year. He's got a 102 win, 71 loss record. And, of course, as you mentioned, top of the broadcast, they're 2-0 to start this campaign.
Trojans had an outstanding season all the way back in 2018, advanced all the way to the state championship, but lost in the final seconds. A great season still. The lore of that team still known among Trojans fans today. Second and 6, the handoff. Going to the left side, the halfback getting a couple yards, and right on his tail, Maverick Cass, number 12 today for Pioneer.
Yeah, and Ty Richardson also went on that play, number 59. Now, he lost his helmet on the play, so he'll have to go off for a play. But still good pursuit from the Panthers defense.
I'll bring up about 3rd and 6 now for the Trojans on their own 43-yard line. Trips to the left side of Deptula. He tried to get the hard count. Panthers won't bite. He looks back to his coaches, now looks at his wrist, looking for the right call. Deptula takes the snap. Scrambles on his back foot, now goes to the right, takes it himself, crosses the 45, and knocked down about the 46-yard line. Give credit to Dalton Jaibu on the stop.
Along with Logan Halliday, made a nice play there as well. Made sure he didn't advance too far there, so that brings up 4th, I'd say, what, a long, about 4th and 3 here for this Trojan offense.
Trojans are in punt formation. Panthers quickly changing their back man for the return. Dalton Jaibu, number 23, back at about the Panthers' 18-yard line. Quickly send a second man back. Punt, perfect snap, a line drive punt. Tracked down by Kyle Stover, number 5, crosses the 30. He is brought down, and that is where Pioneer sets up shop for their first drive. 8:25 left in the first quarter, still scoreless, and the Panthers, Mark, coming off a pair of big victories. We mentioned the Depew game. It was a lightning strike, a 2-day span down in Depew, 27-7 win, and then a big blowout win last Friday against Burgard. So this team knows how to roll on the offensive end.
Sure do, and their head coach is Jim Dupre. Of course, a 2-0 record, as you mentioned, but Dupre's got his team playing well. Let's see what they'll do here in week 3 at West Seneca East.
Gavin Schwab, the sophomore quarterback, will tell you more about him in just a moment. He takes the snap on the QB keeper, goes right up the gut. The pile keeps moving to about the 35, maybe the 36, a good chunk. So about a 4-yard gain.
Schwab, good size for a quarterback, Joe. 6'1", 180-pound sophomore. Shades of Josh Allen there on that first play.
Absolutely. Keeping the chains moving. 6 touchdown passes as well. This season he entered week 3. Tied for first in that category among all Section 6 quarterbacks. Justice Kleitz of Iroquois and Xander Fletcher of Niagara Wheatfield. Again, that was before the big game last night from Noah Willoughby in last night's contest for South Park. Handoff. And brought down in the backfield this time was Dalton Jaibu. The Trojans are ready, Mark.
Nice play there by the lineman for the Trojans. They weren't fooled, and they drop him for looked like a yard loss. So that brings up 3rd down here as we're inside the 7:30 mark in this first quarter. No score.
3rd and 7 at the 34-yard line exactly. Jaibu brothers, pair of players to watch, Carter and Dalton. Dalton with a pair of rushing touchdowns so far this season. 3rd and 8, we'll call it, at the Panthers' 34-yard line. Schwab in the shotgun. 3 receivers on his right side. Looking for the snap from Jimmy Stepp. Schwab takes it up. He is pressured from behind. The big bull rush. Incomplete pass. That line once again for the Trojans.
Beautiful blitz there by Luke Omansky. Omansky came in, gave the quarterback nowhere to go, but he had to dump it out to the right side, Joe. Incomplete. They have to punt.
So turnover on downs apiece for both of our teams tonight to start this contest. Pair of returners back for West Seneca East. Punt in the air from Pioneer. Takes a back bounce and then rolls all the way back at the West Seneca East 44-yard line. 6:51 left to play in the first quarter. Pioneer taking on West Seneca East. You're watching Section 6 football on Western New York Athletics, as we have a pair of other games for you as well that we'll try to keep you up to date. So be sure to check out all of our Facebook platforms. And we do know that if you're just joining us, we are having some technical difficulties with our scoreboard, so we'll do the best by doing the old-fashioned way as the Trojans start this drive. Handoff on the right side, and a big tackle on the line of scrimmage. The Trojans were looking for Charlie Rosado, but he was denied, Mark.
Yeah, Nate Bull came up number 28 for the Pioneer team and made a great play to stuff his man, and they lose 3.
No gain on the carry. Trojans making their way all the way up to the line of scrimmage. Petula in the shotgun. Petula scrambles on his left, fires the pass up in the air. The pass is incomplete, just out of the reach of Mike Hayes. That'll bring up 3rd and 12.
Mikey cannot connect. 3rd down, Trojans.
Hayes had a nice week last week for the Trojans. But that pass a little bit too far. Brings up 3rd down here.
Petula in the shotgun. He rolls, looks to his left. The pass caught by Rosado out of the backfield. Towards the way, the ball is loose though, and tracked down by Pioneer. Going all the way to the sideline, into the end zone, Dalton Jaibu. And this is our first score tonight, about a 40-yard scamper to the house.
Panthers.
Defensive play, they strip the back and go. The ball comes up in the air clean to Jaibu, and he just races into the end zone untouched. Now what a way for Pioneer to get on the scoreboard first here on the road.
Get your booty up here.
So 5:54 left in the first quarter. A big scamper off the Trojan turnover is Dalton Jaibu. 5:54 left in the first quarter. Extra point attempt on the way, and it is good. So Pioneer strikes first at the bell. The undefeated Class B1 action. 7-0 Pioneer with 5:54 left in the first quarter on Western New York Athletics. And welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Pioneer getting on the scoreboard first off a big defensive play. Dolan Jaibu with a 40-yard scoop and scamper down the right sideline. And talked with Coach Jim Dupre earlier this week, Mark, and he said the battle is going to be at the line of scrimmage. And so far, Pioneer has won the battle. First down, a run for the Trojans. A big time run, gets all the way to the 35-yard line. Charlie Rosado on the carry, keeping the chains moving. First and 10 at the Trojans' 35-yard line. Reverse handoff. This time on the carry, Mike Hayes. He crosses the 40, gets to about the 41. Then he is stopped down by Nate Bull of the Panthers.
Gain of 5 for the Trojans.
Nice play there. The Pioneer, he's all over the field so far, halfway through this first period.
Second and 6 calling up for the Trojans. 5 minutes left in the opening quarter. Deptula in the shotgun. Motion man up the middle, the halfback trickery, and it should be enough for a first down for the Trojans.
First down, Trojans.
It's about a 4-yard gain on the carry. About 4.5 minutes to play. As Deptula gets the call from the line of scrimmage. Another special wrinkle to our Western Athletics broadcast tonight. We have a crowd mic bringing the inside field. A good crowd tonight for West Seneca East High School. First and 10 at the 45-yard line. The ball goes sailing over the head of Deptula. He slides across all the way back at the 27-yard line. Able to provide that pressure was Dakota Krieger, a big loss, Mark. Going to be a big loss all the way back. The official spotted on the 30-yard line. Second and 25. Calling out the clock, continuing to tick. 3:40 left. Pioneer leads calling into this contest. A big road trip to West Seneca with a 7-0 lead. So I'll say second and 27. Deptula scrambles out there on a wobbly pass. It is incomplete and the flag is thrown. It was one-on-one coverage going against Maverick Cass of Pioneer.
The officials for our game today is
So
John
the officials
Ibar,
indicate that
Jim
it will be
DiMartino, Bob
a
Usinov, Tony
lots of pass interference, as Mark just
and Michael
explained.
Glauber.
I believe it'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, but this will be a big pin back.
This is going to really hurt the Trojans. They were in trouble before this play at second and 27. I believe now we're looking at second and 37. And the ball is right just shy of the 14-yard line.
So as we call it second and a country mile coming up for the Trojans. Handoff in the backfield. And getting a few yards on the play was Mike Hayes. Before you stop, it's going to bring up third and long coming up.
Hayes with nowhere to go there. Lars Crack, number 9, came up with
We have a third and 30 for the Trojans. Third down.
a long way to go for first.
Under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Clock continuing to wind down. Dalton Jaibu as our lone score. A 40-yard scamper to the house. 7-0 Pioneer. Clock continuing to wide. 2:40 left in the first quarter. The handoff to Mike Hayes. He crosses it twice on his feet, finds a big burst past the 30. The pile still moving to the 35 and gets all the way to the 37-yard line. A big run for Mike Hayes, the senior halfback.
Fourth down for the Trojans. Great run.
So more space for the punter of West Seneca East. The booming kick, taking a bounce, and going out of bounds at the Pioneer 30-yard line.
Pioneer.
1:52 left to play in the first quarter.
First down. Pioneer.
So mentioned the Pioneer Panthers, their head coach Jim Dupre, 21st season overall, 30 years with this Panther program, closing in on that 100-win mark for his career, 97 wins, 75 losses. As we've seen so far, Gavin Schwab at quarterback, Kyle Stover, we haven't said his name yet, but 4 touchdowns out of the backfield so far tonight. First and 10 at the Pioneers 30-yard line. The Trojans fans are fired up right underneath us. Here's the snap. Looking, Schwab fires as he is hit. It is incomplete. Looking for Stover, but Schwab just got drilled on the play. Now he's up on his feet.
The big toss. No receiver in sight. Second down, Panthers.
So Gavin Schwab heads back to the huddle. Here they go, as we mentioned, left to right on the line for pound to pound, 250, 225. Jimmy Stepp, the center is 280, then 225. And Luke Mathias, 255 on the right tackle. Schwab's pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage. A big deflection once again by West Seneca East.
For the Panthers.
.144 left to play in the first quarter. Pioneer leads West Seneca East 7-0. Schwab in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Schwab rolls out on his right, throwing up a pass. The pass is nearly intercepted. He was looking for Stover. Schwab was. It is broken up by Andrew DePula, the defensive back as well. DePula going 2 ways. So a second turnover on downs for Pioneer. Still have the 7-0 lead, however. The point, it is short. Takes a little bounces inside the 50. It rolls out at about the Trojans' 46-yard line. 1:33 left to play in the first quarter.
I really am not asking.
So 1:33 left in the first quarter. Trojans back on the field, starting at their own 45-yard line. Gatula in the shotgun, loses the snap again. He still pounces it, then recovers. That, waiting for the official call. It is a turnover, a fumble recovery. This time for Pioneer, that is twice, Mike, that Deptula has fumbled the ball on the snap. Not sure who recovered the ball that time for Pioneers. Dakota Krieger with the scoop.
It's my birthday gift. 2 months early.
Well, first and 10, the 34-yard line for the Panthers offense. 1:26 left to play. Full house in the backfield for the Panthers. Schwab takes the snap, the handoff, looking for Dalton Jaibu, but he is balled up at the line of scrimmage, brought down by a host of Trojans on the play.
For Pioneer,
Nowhere to go for the running back, Joe. He went to the left side. They surrounded him. They drop him. It's almost a 3-yard loss.
Last minute of play in the first quarter.
It's blue.
It'll be 2nd and 12 coming up at the East 37-yard line. Panthers looking to expand on their lead. Trying to get an offensive score as well. 2nd and 12 coming up at the 37-yard line. Schwab under center. Full house in the backfield. Schwab takes a snap. He rolls out and he is brought down in the backfield, making a sack for the Trojans, leading that pressure to Monty Blank, leading the hit for the Trojans. The last 20 seconds upon us in the first quarter. They'll bring up 3rd and long at about the Trojans' 42-yard line. 3rd and 20, says our scoreboard official. Under 10 seconds left. Not sure if this final play will go off for the Panthers, Mark, but the Panthers, with that defensive stop, have that 7-0 lead as we go into quarter number 2.
And that is the end of the first quarter.
Apologize to everybody out there. We'll keep you posted as we go into the second quarter. We're also getting scores coming in here every 5 minutes or so. So, an interesting quarter, Joe, with both teams making mistakes.
Absolutely, and the Panthers able to cash it in with that Dalton Jaibu 40-yard touchdown, the scoop off the fumble from Andrew Deptula. The first of his 2 fumbles tonight so far for the Trojans. But we head into the second quarter. Panthers coming up 3rd and 20 at the 42-yard line of West Seneca East to start things off. And so far, as we have seen, Mark, so far, so good for this Pioneer team with Coach Jim Dupre.
Joe, this is such a big ball game. Both these teams, as we mentioned earlier, 2-0 coming into this game. First divisional matchup game in week 3. But you know what? It seems like a week 7 game here because the winner could go on and catapult themselves to a great season. But it's got a lot of football left here. 3 full quarters left.
Pioneer zone for these close games. We had the broadcast a couple weeks ago down in Depew. Pioneer struck first against the Depew Wildcats. An eventual 20-7 win. Back to the present, 3rd, and we'll call it 20 at the Trojans' 42-yard line. Schwab has his man. One of his men, Logan Holiday. We haven't said tonight in his backfield. Now Schwab is pressure from behind. Back-to-back sacks for the Trojans defense. They are lighting up the Panthers offensive line.
What a great rush that was. They came in at the quarterback, as my dad likes to say, meet at the quarterback, and they did right at the midfield stripe. 4th down and long, they got a punch, Joe.
It'll be another turnover on downs, make it the 3rd one today for the Panthers. They just forced that fumble recovery by against West Seneca East, and now they'll have to give it right back. 4th, and we'll say 25 at midfield. The punt on the way. Line drive punt. The man returning for the Trojans. Around the 20, he is wrapped around, so it'll be some all the way back at the Trojans' 20-yard line. 45 seconds into the second quarter.
That was number 83, Jake Kopinski, coming down with some nice punt coverage. Make sure the Trojan return man didn't get around the corner. Dropped him at the 21-yard line. Nice play there for Pioneer. And another decent drive start here for the Trojans.
Trojans, as we mentioned, coming off a 7-3 campaign last fall. Unfortunately, their season was cut short. This pass to the outside, wrapped around the pass complete to Kai Zagrowski. So the Trojans take some positive yardage on first down.
No gain on the
And
play.
another nice play by
Second
Nate
down.
Bull coming up on the left side there, dropping his man. And he picked up a couple of yards. Give him a couple there. It's a second down and 8.
What is wrong with you? That's not the point, though.
Move all the way up
I was like, no.
to the Trojans' 23-yard line. About second and 7. Deptula the snap. The handoff right up the middle. The halfback getting to about the 25. Looks like Mike Hayes on the carry. Then he is stopped down by a host of Panthers. We'll give credit to Logan Holiday on the first touch for the Panthers.
Also Kyle Stover in there for Pioneer. So they're playing tough up front, Joe, right now where they need to be. They have to start putting pressure on the quarterback, though, on these passing attempts.
Ball is spotted on the 27-yard line. Going to be a third and short, 3rd and 4 play coming up for the Trojans. Couple minutes into the second quarter. Deptula on the QB keeper. Gets past one defender. Still on his feet trying to cut up field. Now he does. Gets back to the middle of the field. Stops at about the 30-yard line. So Andrew Deptula running for his life on that play, Mark.
That was a heck of a play by Deptula. He got spun around there, Joe, and came back up through the middle of the field and ended up picking up 3 yards. It'll be 4th and a yard, and they're looking at going for it here. Big decision time. And right now, are they going to try to draw him offside, Joe?
They might so. 4th and 1 at the 30.
Coach Jim Marino rolling the dice here early.
Deptula, the QB keeper, running right up the middle.
He got it.
Yes, he did. Andrew Deptula keeping the trains going for the Trojans.
Nice play by the quarterback as we're inside 9 minutes here in this first half. 7-0 Pioneer, but the Trojans are on the move.
Another 3-yard gain. We mentioned last week some success for Deptula. 136 yards rushing, a pair of rushing scores in East 41-7 win against Grand Island. 1st and 10 at the Trojans' 33-yard line. Trojans trying to knock this score up at 7. Hayes moving. Now the snap. Deptula rolls out. The pass is incomplete. Just out of the reach of his receiver. Looking for that time Kai Zagrowski. So bring up 2nd down.
Yes, Saskowski, who had a pick 6 last week in that big win. That ball was just outstretched from his hands. He couldn't come up with it there. It's going to be a 2nd down, as you mentioned.
So 8:40 left in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 at the Trojans' 33-yard line. Deptula in the shotgun. Halfback in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. And keeping the trains moving and rolling all the way to the 50. A big run that time for Charlie Rosado.
Yeah, Rosado put his head down, got a good head of steam going there, went to the right side and didn't stop until they brought him down at the 49-yard line. First down, West Seneca East.
Gain of 16 on the carry mark. Keeping the trains going. The Trojans so far this first half finding some success with the run game.
Yeah, this looks like their best drive so far. Let's see if they can keep it going. Interesting to see how much they're going to run here as we come out to the midway point of this quarter.
Deptula in the shotgun. He scrambles out on the QB keeper. He won't get a lot of yardage as Sam Platt was ready on the play.
Yeah, they drop him for a 4-yard loss. That play never had a chance as the offensive line broke down on the left side. Nothing but Panthers all over the quarterback. And it's 2nd down now and 13.
7:43 and ticking left in the first half. Pioneer holding on to that 7-0 lead. Dalton Jaibu with a 40-yard scoop and scamper of the fumble recovery. The extra play was good as well. So Pioneer with that 7-0 lead. Trojans trying to respond. As Marcus mentioned, Trojan offense with their best drive of the game so far tonight. Deptula in the shotgun. Handoff. On the reverse, Mike Hayes crossing, but he is dropped in the backfield. Another tackle that time for Sam Platt.
Yeah, Hayes ran it to the right side. They ran him down, and now it's going to bring up 3rd and long here. So it's an obvious passing situation for this Trojans team. Let's see what they come up with.
Official waiting, and there we go. The loss back to the Trojan 48-yard line. 3rd and long coming up for the Trojans. 6:45 left in the second quarter. Deptula in the shotgun, and now flags are on the field.
Yeah, we got a procedure call on Jacob Schiffenhauer, the offensive line junior. 6-footer, he's 225, but he got a little antsy there. That's going to cost West Seneca East 5.
So this will bring up roughly 3rd and 16 on the Trojans' 43-yard line.
Jim Marino cannot be happy with that. As we mentioned, they were moving the ball well there, Joe, and now they're faced with another long 3rd down conversion here.
Trips to the left. Deptula rolling out. Now keeping himself through the traffic, still on his feet, and brought down at the 48-yard line. The touch from Logan Holiday, but the punt team comes out once again, Mark.
Yeah, right now they finally got the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, but there's nothing they can do here. They have to punt it away to the Panthers, and back to punt. It looks like it's number 64. That's Brandon Bater, 6'3", 265-pound junior.
Here's be Dalton Jaibu back to return for the Panthers. Bader with the punt. Line drive, rolling out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. And the Panthers return to the field. Again, still looking for an offensive score, but we'll step aside for a quick break. 5:36 left in the second quarter.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
And welcome back. Second quarter action. Pioneer leading West Seneca East 7-0. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Dalton Jaibu had a big game during our break. A 6-yard scamper all the way up to the 33-yard line of the Panthers.
Joe, real quick, Pioneer just lost 3 seconds off that clock as the clock is starting to run off a timeout. Strange.
Quick pitch. Dalton Jaibu again bottled up. Got maybe a yard if he was lucky, but right there for the tackle, Mike Kwiatkowski.
Yeah, Osmanski came up too as well, and it was a good play there. And that brings up 3rd down and 1 now for this Pioneer team. Let's see what they're going to do. This crowd, nice crowd on hand here too, Joe, by the way.
Absolutely. At halftime, West Seneca East will be honoring their team from 2012. Pair of NFL training camp players from this past summer, part of that team. So they'll be honored at halftime.
Score just came in. It's Fredonia 7-6 now over Tonawanda.
3rd and about 1 for the Panthers. The handoff on the carry. Stover crosses the 35.
I don't know if he got there, Joe.
Looks like he is just about short.
He was hitting the backfield, and he just got enough for that 1st down. Great effort.
Schwab is making his way back into the huddle to keep the chains going. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Stover also great pass receiver. He's got 139 yards with 4 touchdowns through the air.
Full house in the backfield once again for the Panthers. Hand off. And a couple yards on the play with Schwab, keeping the drive going.
Yeah, it looked like there was a collision in the backfield there, Joe. Schwab went to hand it off. Running back never took the ball, so Schwab was fortunate enough to spin to the right side and pick up a yard and a half.
About a 2-yard gain. So 2nd and 8 coming up at the 39-yard line. Clock continuing to wind down. 2:48 left in the second quarter. Pioneer with a 7-0 lead over West Seneca East. Schwab takes the snap. Hand off. Going along the right side. And on the carry, Dalton Jaibu was a little airborne and stopped at about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, I thought they had Jaibu wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, but he slipped through and picked up about 4 or 5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down here and 4 for the Pioneer Panthers.
Clock continuing to wind, approaching the 2-minute warning, but in Section 6 football, the clock will not stop at the 2-minute mark. But a big 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 4 at the 43. Center Jimmy Stepp makes his way to the ball, looks back once to Schwab, says we're ready to go. Big crowd on hand for the Trojans faithful. Handoff, pass, Schwab over the top. The pass is incomplete. Almost having the effort downfield for trying to make the play was Cole Rodas, I believe, number 8, but either way, it'll bring up 4th and short.
Well, I think it was Koziak was the intended receiver, but regardless, Joe, he almost came down with that ball, and it would have been a circus catch. Saw a few of those circus catches last night in Amherst for the Williamsville South Billies, and that big win last night, 40-36. Almost saw one there.
Punt unit back on the field for Pioneer. But it's a run. This is Jaibu on the return. Carter Jaibu making his way close to the 50, and it will be enough for a 1st down play.
I don't know if he got there. Joe, I'm looking at the far side of the field and where he had to get to. I don't know if he made that line to gain. Let's see. It's going to be real close down there. They're going to spot it right around the 47-yard line. Should be enough for the 1st down. Let's see.
Panthers try some shenanigans. Doesn't work out.
It does not work, so a turnover on downs for the Panthers. So Trojans take to the field. 1:33 left to play in the second quarter. It's still a 7-0 Panthers lead.
Joe, I got to tell you, I don't know if that was the design fake. There was a good pressure coming up the middle from the punt block team. Forced the punter to think about it, and then all of a sudden he decided to take off, and he almost got that corner. Now the ball, let's see where they're marking this ball. Back at the, is that a flag down there?
There must have been.
For some reason there's a.
Appears Pioneer is going to have to punt this again.
I don't understand that at all. But the punt's away.
Line drive this time. Still bouncing, still on it. Inside the 12, it's tracked down by Stover. And with 1:23 left to play and 3 timeouts as well, the Trojan offense, Mark, returns to the field.
That was a very strange play there to end that series, Joe. It looked like he almost picked up the 1st down. Next thing we know, the referees are bringing the ball back another 9 yards, and they repeated 4th down. So there was no penalty call from the official. John Arbor did not make a call that I saw over there. It looked like they were discussing where to mark the ball. Next thing we know, it's back another 9 yards.
So sorry, Mark, we're going to spot this at about the 13-yard line. 1:23 left in the second quarter.
So what will West Seneca East do here besides run the ball? I think they're probably going to try to run it out.
Deptula on the QB keeper. Well, on the left side. It's a few yards close to the Trojan 20. 1:12 left and ticking in the first half.
Now, the Trojan quarterback's going to be a little sore in the morning. Get the jacuzzis out because he's taking a beating down there. He's trying to make things happen, but he's taking a pounding.
Second down coming up at the 19-yard line for the Trojans. Hand off to Hayes, but he is balled up at the line of scrimmage, brought down by a host of linemen of the Panthers defense.
Yeah, Hayes had nowhere to go there, Joe. He tried to make a move outside and then come back inside, and they just stuffed him. He might have picked up a yard, maybe two. Let's see where they spot that, down just outside the 20-yard line. So it's going to bring up third down and short yardage here for Seneca East.
Only 20 seconds and ticking left in the first half as West Seneca East selects.
Yeah.
Coach Moreno saying we're going to the locker room. And there they go. So 7-0 lead for Pioneer. Dalton Drybu with a 40-yard touchdown to scoop and scamper. And that is our scoring as we head to halftime.
All right, we'll take a quick break and have everybody come back for second half action here on WesternNewYorkAthletics.com.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
And welcome back to West Seneca East High School. Our score, the Pioneer Panthers 7 and the host Trojans 0. Joe Kraus, Mark Johnson, Frank Wolf, Dana Gunther is our crew tonight. And as you can see, we're having some scoreboard difficulties. Our score is 7-0 Panthers. Dalton Jaibu with the lone touchdown back in the first quarter, the 5:54 mark, a 40-yard touchdown scoop and scamper off the fumble by Andrew Deptula. 7-0 our score. But, Mark, there was another point in that first half that really left us both confused up here.
Yeah, we had a play that was across the field. It looked like a fake punt attempt for the Pioneer team. And they looked like they made the yard to gain on that scramble on the far side of the field. Now, the officials stopped the game for about a minute or so to look for what appeared to me, Joe, they want to look and see where to spot the ball. We look up, and the next thing we know, head referee John Airbar is walking the ball back to the original line of scrimmage for another fourth down redo. I just don't understand it. There was no explanation. We didn't see a penalty flag. Now, granted, there might have been a flag down on the far side because we've got a yellow-gold border around this beautiful field here at West Seneca East. But there was no call, and once again, I'm baffled.
Could have possibly been a penalty against Pioneer. Maybe West Seneca East said we want to have them redo the punt, and they did, but still an interesting call. We've had a lot of interesting stuff going on, not only here tonight in West Seneca, as our man Francis Beck, I believe Jack Cruiser is in studio. They are hosting the Friday Night Drive. We have a couple quick scores. Late in the first half, it is Fredonia leading Tonawanda 20-6. 3:54 left to play. We have a crew there tonight as well. And then out in Jamestown big against Lockport at the moment. 6:46 left in the first half. 28-0 Red Raiders. And we also had a late word that Williamsville East up big against North Tonawanda, 34-0. The Flames are red hot, to say the least.
Yes, they are. Let's go back to that Jamestown game. You know, after two tough losses to Lancaster and Orchard Park, you knew they'd be back. Everyone looking at them to win the Class A this year. They're proving it tonight. Lockport, unfortunately, goes down to Jamestown, and they're running into a buzzsaw, down 28-0. Got a score from Williamsville North. No score after one quarter of play between Lancaster and Williamsville North. That's going to shake some heads out there. Maybe this Williamsville North team, a lot tougher than everybody gives them credit. They're 2-0 against the Lancaster Legends team that's 2-0. But right now, no score after one quarter of play at Williamsville North.
And a big note for the Williamsville North Spartans. Their quarterback, Mitch Kelly, leading the way. He had 5 touchdowns. I believe it was last week, and you just said scoreless at the end of the first quarter. So we are about 8 minutes left in this halftime break. We mentioned West Seneca East is honoring their 2012 team. There is a group of players and I believe former coaches as well getting ready to go. And Mark, you've been a part of witnessing some big teams, Lancaster, especially with the Lancaster Legends for many years with WXRL. When you're able to have these type of moments, bringing back former teams, what does that say for maybe the community to celebrate these guys again?
Well, they get a chance to celebrate with past and future players. And, of course, the fans love it. We have a great crowd on hand here tonight. I was talking with Carl Russo earlier. He was expecting a crowd maybe in the area of 1,000 people or so. But when you bring back a team that's had such a great season as that 2012 Trojans club did, it's a special feeling for everyone involved. And I'm sure a lot of work went into it as well. Right now they're not over. They got a tent set up down here to our right side, Joe. And I don't see anyone over there as of yet, but I'm sure they're going to have some sort of a celebration or maybe an award ceremony of some sort. I don't know what they're waiting on over there. We got 7 minutes left here in halftime. But either way, it's exciting for everyone involved here at West Seneca East.
As we mentioned, we have 2 other games tonight. We mentioned Jamestown big on Lockport. Fredonia with a big lead over Tonawanda. We would like to let you know that our coverage continues tomorrow afternoon as the Canisius Crusaders take on the Maritime Health Science Falcons. The Falcons a big win against Williamsville South last week. I was there with Paul Catrono. That'll be a 2 p.m. kickoff you can watch on any device on West New York Athletics.
And we do have a score in now from Williamsville North. Lancaster has a 7-0 lead over the Spartans at halftime. So at the break, 7-0 Legends up on the Spartans out there at Williamsville North. That's another nice facility. Of course, all the Williamsville schools, Joe, as you know, spent almost $7 million on all their fields, all 3 fields, east, south, and north. Beautiful facilities. Press box, not so much, but the fields are just fantastic in Williamsville, and there's probably another big crowd out there tonight, I'm sure.
Absolutely. The Spartans, as we mentioned, with head coach Paul Palize and the Spartans taking on the Lancaster Legends. The other side, Williamsville East, with a 34-0 lead still over North Tonawanda. And last night, a big game that many folks got to watch on West New York Athletics. Williamsville South head coach Joe Okada, the former Billy Goat quarterback himself, with the big 40-36 win over Amherst. What a win for the Billies!
Yeah, I was in the crowd for that one. I couldn't help myself for a little bit of Thursday night football, and I got to tell you, it was a back and forth affair. At one time, it looked like Amherst was simply going to pound and ground all night long, run the ball. They ran it effectively. They moved the ball. They scored. I believe his name is Nicholas, the running back, number 9. For the Tigers, but lo and behold, Williamsville South came back in a fourth quarter that was one for the record books, and the kid Green, the quarterback for Williamsville South, put the team on his shoulders, got the ball back with 5 minutes left in the game, drove down the field, and by the time, after they scored, by the time it's said and done, they kicked off back to Amherst with just 19 seconds left, Joe, and forced the Tigers to try to play catch-up with 19 seconds left. They just didn't have the weapons, and another big win for the Billies.
A big-time win, a growing Billies team as well. Saw their first 2 home games of the season, and Caden Overcamp splitting some time with Jason Green at quarterback so far this season. Overcamp only a sophomore, and Coach Okada is very, very excited about how his young quarterback is doing. We got about 4 minutes left of this halftime break. Pioneer leading West Seneca East 7-0. Dalton Jaibu with the 40-yard score off the fumble recovery, the only score in this one. And Mark, I guess I'll just ask you, if you're Coach Jim Marino, if you're Coach Jim Dupre, East and Pioneer respectively, what do you think is the message going on right now in the locker room?
First things first, Joe, got to limit your mistakes. We saw 2 fumbles already by this Trojans team. One of them would cost them a touchdown, and they fumbled again. I would put more pressure on with the special teams. Both special teams units, punt blockers, have just barely missed punts. So there's an opportunity for both clubs. We haven't seen a lot of passing here tonight, and I'm thinking maybe both teams trying to open it up a little bit. I'm comparing that first half, Joe, to like a title fight, a heavyweight fight. Both teams really trying to figure each other out through 2 quarters of play. Now they're kind of familiar. Can they make the adjustments now to go out in the second half and get it done? For West Seneca East, they're relying a little bit too much on their quarterback. I think a couple other players need to step up and chip in. For Pioneer, they're playing probably as well as they can play offensively. Will the 7-0 lead hold up? What do you think?
I mean, I think the Trojans have some good star power. We mentioned the 1-2 punch of Deptula and Rosado as the 2012 team is being honored. But Deptula and Rosado, that 1-2 punch, it'll be interesting to see this Pioneer team that has only allowed 13 points so far this season.
Well, Deptula's got to find a way to get some other people involved. There's no question about it. He's been scrambling around. He's been taking a lot of hits out there, Joe. And he's coughed up the ball as well. So those are the things you got to shore up if you're a Trojans backer here at West Seneca East. They have to limit their mistakes in the second half.
Yeah, we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's contest. Among others, Howard Hanna Real Estate and West York Immediate Care, and along with all of our other sponsors helping us so far this season. Section 6 football, we mentioned Canisius and Maritime Health Science, our game tomorrow at 2 p.m. Lee Stu Boy will be on the call for that one. Should be a good one between the Crusaders and the Falcons. And we are also having a lot of crews out right now for 2 other games, as well as our Friday night final drive right on Western New York Athletics.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize. We do have a scoreboard situation where it reads 40-36. That is not the correct score. That was the score that was carried over from last night's ball game. It is 7-0 as we're down in our last 90 seconds here in halftime. Both teams back out on the field warming up. But there's the 2012 team right now out at the midfield mark. And it's a nice celebration for everybody involved. 10 years ago this year.
Once a Trojan, always a Trojan, as the PA announcer just said. The 2012 team now gathering for a photo op opportunity right at midfield. 10 years, if you could hardly believe it.
That's 10 quick years, let me tell you, Joe. The older you get, the faster the years go by. And I'll tell you, it wasn't too long ago that I was celebrating their first 2016 season with Lancaster and an incredible run of 5 straight championships in Section 6. They had it cut short last year by 4 points by a tough Bennett team, but the Legends will be back this year. Bennett looks tough as well. It's going to be a great finish here, of course. We're only in week 3, but it's going to be a great finish to this football season. A lot of great competition in every class, AA, Class A, B, C, and D, all the way down the line. Some great coaching and some great teams. These kids really worked hard in the offseason. It's incredible to know the amount of work that these kids put in, even past COVID, to get them where they are today.
Absolutely. So we're just about ready for kickoff once again from West Seneca East High School. A clear night out on campus. A big crowd, as we've mentioned. Where we're situated in the press box. The Trojans faithful are right underneath us, so you could feel the press box shaking underneath, as well as taking one last look at our temperature for tonight. It was sunny skies, upper 70s. It looks like it has cooled off at halftime. Partly cloudy skies and a high of 68. So a nice Friday night, late September evening in Western New York.
Oh, perfect night for football. It was a little cool last night out at Amherst High School. Temperature dropped down into the mid-50s, and the winds were picking up, so it was a little chilly out there, but it's a beautiful day today and a great night for Friday night lights all over Western New York. I don't think there's any weather issues. Nothing's going to blow in here, Joe, until Monday when the Bills have to entertain the Tennessee Titans, and I guess they're calling for rain showers possibly right at kickoff.
Should be an exciting one out in Orchard Park. The Bills and the Titans. Well, I'm excited, especially after that Week 1 win against Los Angeles.
Yeah, I was out there, Joe. I made the trip to Los Angeles to see the Bills play at SoFi Field, SoFi Stadium, and it was a great experience. What a beautiful field. Unbelievable facility, $5 billion facility. I found out the lot alone around SoFi Stadium cost $1 billion just for the lot. So the stadium was outstanding. Boy, if Buffalo could put together a stadium half that nice in a couple of years, it's going to be a great scene. But how about this, Joe? $150 to park your car. How do you like that one?
Wow, $150.
That's L.A. for you.
And the Rams were the defending Super Bowl champs for that hot spot. Wow, $150.
Yeah, and it was hot on the field as well. Kickoff was, last week was 94 degrees at kickoff. And some people were saying it was up to 100, 105 degrees on the field. And I'll admit, it was nice to get back here to Western New York to more cooler temperatures. As we all know, we're heading into fall now, and temperatures are going to fall as the weeks go by here. But this is just absolute perfect football weather tonight. And once again, as we mentioned earlier, a nice crowd on hand here at West Seneca East.
Both stands are near capacity, especially right underneath us, the home Trojan crowd. And Pioneer traveling just like they did a couple weeks ago against Depew, filling up that stands on the far side of the field.
So I believe, let's see, who's going to get this kickoff to start the third quarter here.
Quick score out of town. Orchard Park leading Sweet Home 21-7. I believe it was late in the first half. Jamestown still big over Lockport, 35-0. As we mentioned, we have a crew down in Jamestown, and also Fredonia taking on Tonawanda over in Tonawanda right now. So we'll try to keep you up to date on those as well. 21-6 Fredonia, nearing halftime as well.
And another score at halftime, Randolph 22, Ellicottville 6 at the half, and they're getting ready to go into the third quarter. Lancaster up on Williamsville North, 7-0 out at Williamsville North Field.
So we're about just ready to go for second half action. Joe Kraus, Mark Johnson with you on the call. Frank Wolf is our producer. And Dana Gunther is up top, running the camera. Big thanks to her as well. A squib kick and a line drive, rather. Ball got lost in the lights, and Pioneer will start this half with possession.
Yeah, Maverick Cass came up, number 12, to make a play on the ball, and his knee was on the ground when he caught it, so they'll mark it down at the 32. Still a good drive start here, though, for the Panthers.
Panthers, as we've mentioned, only allowed 13 points defensively and 90 points for the offense so far through the first 2 weeks of play. Again, the score for the Panthers tonight was on the defensive side of the ball, but the offense still knows how to get things going down the field.
And Dalton Jaibu, as you mentioned, he can run. He picks up 7.4 yards a crack when he does touch the ball. For me, it's Pioneer trying to get him more involved in this offense.
Let's see Mark with the first snap. Schwab with the handoff. Going on the left side, it is Dalton Jaibu on the carry. Gets a few yards. Pass gets to about the 33, so a good start for Pioneer.
Yeah, he was slammed down by Jacob Schiftauer, who came over and made a nice play for the Trojans. So he picked up, about a yard, maybe a yard and a half there.
For the Trojans, second down.
Call it 2nd and 9 for this Panthers offense. Full house in the backfield. Hand off. Brought down after a yard or so. The big hit coming from West Seneca. Looks like Kwiatkowski with the stop.
Big tackle.
Another nice play there by the Trojans lineman, pursuing the running back. And one thing West Seneca East has done tonight, Joe, is they've tackled pretty well here tonight.
This brings up 3rd and 6. The Panthers' 35-yard line. Early stages of the second half. Panthers looking to expand upon their 7-0 lead. Two tailbacks in the backfield. Schwab in the shotgun. Schwab takes the snap. He rolls to his right. Fires the pass. It is complete. Down the sideline is Dalton Jaibu at the 20, the 10, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Make it a 65-yard strike. Schwab to Jaibu to expand this Panthers lead.
Jaibu does it again. A tremendous catch down the sideline, and he turned right upfield and just turned on the Jets. Joe, no one was going to stop him. He runs in untouched into the end zone for another great score for Pioneer.
Special teams unit comes onto the field for the Panthers.
Matuzak the kick now here for Pioneer for this extra point try.
Dalton Jaibu after the catch. He is the holder. It is a low snap. Jaibu with the high pass. He makes a pass, but the 2-point play is no good. Keeping our score. Pioneer 13, West Seneca East 0. 10:21 left to play in the third quarter. You're watching Section 6 football on Western New York Athletics.
Wow.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
And welcome back to West Seneca East High School. Pioneer leading the host Trojans 13-0. 10:21 left in the third quarter. Thank you all for joining us on Friday night action on West New York Athletics. Panthers ready to kick off to the Trojans. Trojans looking for a quick score, trailing by 13. The return man, Austin the 15, does a little dance and is stopped at the 18-yard line. So, Mark, West Seneca East going to have to get a quick score on this drive.
Well, as we mentioned, what can you do on offense to help your cause? And I got to tell you, Pioneer did exactly what they had to do. They busted a long one down the right side. Now, can the Trojans come back and answer? If not, it could be a long rest of the night here for this West Seneca East team.
1st and 10 at Trojan 18-yard line. Trojans getting ready for the snap. Senior Andrew Deptula in the shotgun. He's the motion man. The handoff now up the middle, and on the carry, Charlie Rosado trying to keep the ball moving, and he is stopped past the 20, about the 21-22. They'll bring up third down.
Well, runs are fine, Joe, but they got to find a way to how to open up this offense a little bit. Down 13 now, plenty of time left in this game. But for West Seneca East, they've got to find a way to move the ball vertically down the field. And there's only one way to do that, and that's to throw the ball. But it looks like they're going to stick to the run game here. And now a delay of game, I believe. No, substitution? Illegal substitution, I believe.
So the 5 yards moved back. 2nd and 10 coming up at the 18-yard line. So back to the original line of scrimmage.
Joe, hard to believe that's just our 4th penalty call of this game. It's been a pretty clean game so far. But some mental mistakes here by the Trojans, costing them 5 yards there.
Deptula, quick pass to Hayes. Hayes through the traffic, cuts to 20, gets up to 25, and quickly brought down by Stover, leading the charge for the Panthers.
Yeah, Hayes made the most out of that one, Joe. He caught it inside and then went back outside and back inside again and picked up almost 9 yards.
Ball is spotted at the 27-yard line. So we're looking at about 3rd and 1 coming up for the Trojans. Trojans had a couple of tries on 3rd and short in the first half. Just weren't able to convert. 8:50 left in the third quarter. And a whistle before the snap.
It looks like a timeout called, and it was. Timeout called by Pioneer.
Timeout.
So 8:49 left in the third quarter. Panthers lead the Trojans 13-0. And we'll try to step aside for a quick break on West New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
3rd and short play. The Trojans trying to move the chains. It is enough for a first down. Coming up for West Seneca East, a new fresh downs. Rosado with the carry. But we do have an injured player down for West Seneca East.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who that is. It could be Jacob Wells, number 60, the senior offensive lineman, 5'11", 225. It looks like they're starting to cramp up out here a little bit. That was a big problem last night in the fourth quarter, especially in that game with Williamsville South and Amherst. A lot of players that seem to be dropping left and right, cramping up big time, and this looks like it might be another situation. Never want to stipulate, of course, or guess what the problem may be, but the way they're working on the right leg of the youngster out there, it looks like it could be a cramp, and to try to get him back on his feet as quickly as possible here. 13-0 here with 8:43 left, Joe, and once again, this is a huge possession for the Trojans, I believe. They've got to get something out of this possession, whether it be even a field goal, something to get that goose egg off the scoreboard and get some positive creativity going in their offense.
Quick out of score update for you. Jamestown on top of Lockport, 42-0. As that game is winding down, Trey Drake, Coach Tom Langsworthy, and company playing a bounce back against the Lions. As we mentioned, we also have a crew at Tonawanda and Fredonia tonight. Still waiting for the latest update from that. And it does appear that Will North and Lancaster still going toe-to-toe over at Williamsville North.
Yeah, it's still 7-0 Legends in the third quarter. I'll try to get you an update there. Timmy Mrozek's giving me some, he's in my ear on that game. He's getting a chance to watch the Legends play. Try to go 3-0 to start this season here. Here we go.
So 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line coming up for the Trojans.
That was Quentin Simmons, number 50, the injured player. And he made his way to the sideline.
Deptula in the shotgun. He rolls out to his right, trying to cut the corner. He does. Deptula crosses the 40, still on his feet, and rolled out of bounds past the 45-yard line. A big run coming from the senior quarterback.
He got a great block there on the right edge, Joe, and he got around the corner. And, boy, he's got some speed when he gets out there, and he almost turned it.
Gain of 9 on the carry. Knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Clock still ticking, 8:20 left in the third quarter. Pioneer leading 13-0. Trojans trying to get set up in their formation, and now they do. Hayes the motion man. Deptula takes the snap. Rolls out to his left. Fires down the sideline. The pass is incomplete. Kai Zagrowski, the intended receiver on the play. And some tight coverage from the duo of Stover and Cass.
The 6'1 senior had his man beat. The ball was just over his outstretched arms. That could have been a huge play for the Trojans. So they take a shot there, Joe, down the left sideline. Almost paid off. Boy, the Red Raiders of Jamestown getting some revenge tonight. After 2 tough losses on the road, back at home, Strider Field, and they're up 42-0 over Lockport. A super-sized blowout down there in Jamestown land.
2nd and 10. On the Trojans' 45-yard line. One man in the backfield for Deptula. He takes the snap. Deptula rolls out to his left. Deptula on the run. Gets to midfield, still on his feet, keeping the chains going, and the pressure from behind finally brought down the Panthers' 45-yard line. Looks like Krieger and a host of defenders for the Panthers, Mark.
Laputa, I'm going to give the kid credit. He could have ran out of bounds around midfield. He turned back up and took on the defense. Got hit by 3 more Pioneer Panthers out there and spun that ball out to about the 46-yard line. So he picked up an extra 4 or 5 yards after the initial contact. What a great play by the quarterback.
All the way up to the Panthers' 46-yard line. Official indicating it's 3rd and 1 again. Mark coming up for the Trojans. Converted last time with a QB keeper from Deptula. Deptula in the shotgun. The handoff up the middle. Looks like Mike Hayes on the carry. Gets a couple yards to about the 44. And it is enough for a first down for West Seneca East.
And Nate Bull tripped him up, but Hayes had enough for the first down. And that was a beautiful off-guard dive play that just worked perfectly for the first down yardage.
Ball is spotted at the 42-yard line. Under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. Deptula loses the handle again. He sprints all the way back and slides and brought down at the 41-yard line. That's the third time tonight that Deptula has just lost the snap.
It's those type of plays, those shotgun snaps when they're high, and the quarterback maybe not really ready for a high snap. As you mentioned, Joe, that's the third time tonight it's happened. One of those that he lost, and this one, he loses a ton of yardage. It's about a loss of 15 there for the Trojans.
All the way back to the Trojans' 42-yard line. Kay Cacciati is the center tonight for the Trojans. The sophomore trying to get the good handle with his senior quarterback. So it'll be about 2nd and 25 on the Trojans' 43-yard line. 6 minutes left in quarter number 3. Deptula takes the snap. The reverse run. Going to the outside. Making the run. Hayes spinning and gets about 5 yards on the play to the 47. And then he's hit right away. So like number 9, Lars Kraft on the stop.
Nice stop there by the Trojan linebacker. Came up, got his man, but now it's third down and third and about 21 here for West Seneca. We got a score. It's Cheektowaga 14. No, Falconer, 14. Cheektowaga 6 at halftime.
Big game, Falconer with Coach Kurt Fisher. So far, looks like Stymie and Cam Warburton, the star running back for Cheektowaga so far. Falconer up in front. 5:10 left in this contest in quarter number 3. Deptula rolls to his right. The halfback pass, it is caught. He gets the halfback to complete the catch, but it is going to be 4th and long. And the punt unit coming out, it appears, for West Seneca Eastmark.
I believe that was Wyan Riddicher, wide receiver, underneath. It was a nicely designed play, but it was blown up quickly by that Pioneer linebacking crew. And they're going to have to punt it away. So a drive that looked pretty impressive there, Joe, but all for naught. That fumble killed him.
This will be about the 4th or 5th turnover on downs tonight for the Trojans. It is the 5th, I beg your pardon. The punt coming from Bader, sailing out of bounds. So Pioneer returns to the field, 4:20 left in the third quarter. Step aside for a quick break on Western New York Athletics.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees.
And welcome back, Pioneer. Now with the ball, the first down run. Playing the Panthers now at the 41-yard line. Joe Kraus, Mark Johnson with you from West Seneca East High School. Friday night action, week 3 of Section 6 football.
We had one of the Trojans came out hobbling there, number 30. And I do not have a 30 on my roster, do you, Joe? And he came off the field regardless. 2nd down to 4.
Pitch to the outside. Dalton Jaibu on the carry. He gets to the Pioneer 45-yard line and brought down by West Seneca's Nate Bradley. Looks like number 58 tonight for the Trojans.
Yeah, Bradley came up, made a nice play, but a nice first down carry there. And now Pioneer doing exactly what they need to do, Joe. Start working on that clock when you've got a 13-0 lead.
Just over 3 minutes, 3:14 and ticking. It'll be 1st and 10 coming up for the Panthers on their own 46-yard line.
Try to keep people posted on the scores tonight, Joe. They're rolling in here left and right, so.
Schwab under center, takes a snap. Kyle Stover trying to get the corner. He does. Stiff arm at the 45, still on his feet, and keeps rolling all the way to the East 35-yard line. Kyle Stover with a big push inside. It's enough for another first down for Pioneer. 2:45 and ticking to go at quarter number 3, all the way to the East 38-yard line.
Great run there. Left side, stiff arm, as you mentioned, Joe, and positive yardage for the Panther running back.
About a 17-yard carry for Kyle Stover. 4 touchdowns this season for the Panthers and a big first down run all the way to the Trojan 38. Pitch outside. Jaibu on the carry, trying to go up the middle, and he won't. Brought down by about 3 or 4, maybe 5 defenders for West Seneca East.
Yeah, East was on him that time. A good play there by number 60. Came up and made a nice play. Gaznansky was one of them. So it's second down now as we're inside 2 minutes, Joe.
Second down.
2nd and 7 at the Trojans' 35-yard line. 1:40 and ticking in the third quarter. Schwab takes the snap. Handoff on the right side, and the halfback gets balled up near the line of scrimmage. Silver on the carry. Got maybe a yard or so, but Mark, the Trojan defense, ready to go on that play.
Yeah, they were. Stover didn't fool anybody right side. Did get some positive yardage here. Picked up a couple. So it makes it 3rd and 4 here as we come down to that 1 minute mark. But once again, Joe, they're doing exactly what they need to do. They're working that clock.
3rd and 4. The East 32-yard line. The last minute of the third quarter is upon us. Big crowd on hand tonight, as we have mentioned, for the Trojan faithful. Pair of unbeaten teams in Class B1 action. Class B1 opener for the Trojans. Schwab takes a snap. QB keeper on the left side, cuts to the 30, still on his feet, past the 25, and brought down about the 24-yard line. A stop that time coming from Rosado.
Another nice play, run play, left side, student body left, as they used to say out at USC. And that was plenty of yardage for a first down. Pioneer doing exactly what they need to do right now. Tempo is totally in control here for this Panther team.
8-yard gain by the Panthers. 1st and 10 to 24-yard line. Only 15 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see if Coach Jim Dupre looks to wind down the clock. Quarterback Gavin Schwab is making his way to the sideline, and it does appear, with 5 seconds to go, this is how the third quarter is going to end. Pioneer leading West Seneca East 13-0. Don't touch your dial. We'll be back for the fourth quarter on Western New York Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more.
Getting to the corner. This is Dalton Jaibu to start the fourth quarter play. Joe Krause, Mark Johnson, Frank Wolf, and Dana Gunther up top on the camera from West St. East High School. Pioneer leading West St. East 13-0.
And a score from Waynesville North. Lancaster now out in front of the Spartans by a 14-0 score. And I believe, what was it, 18-14, Frank? Camberg out in front of West Seneca West.
Scores rolling in. Fredonia leading Tonawanda 21-6 in the third quarter as well. First and 10 at the 15-yard line for the Panthers. Schwab goes under center. The handoff. Dalton Jaibu on the carry. Gets a couple yards on the right side. Stopped about the 13.
Well, number 30 for West Seneca East, a Trojan player. Looks like his night is done. He just took off his gloves and he threw him on the bench, so it looks like he's going to be gone for the night. I don't know what happened to him, but does not look like he's coming back in this ball game.
2-yard gain on the last carry, so second and 8 at the 13-yard line for the Panthers. Knocking on the door for another score. Early stages of the fourth quarter. Schwab under center. Schwab trying to get, no, it's the halfback to the outside. Stover knocked out inside the 5.
Another nice run by Stover, Joe, making the most out of it, going left side, getting it inside and staying in bounds to kill another 30 seconds off the clock here in the fourth quarter.
First and goal opportunity coming up for the Panthers. Spot at the 4-yard line. Panthers, as we mentioned, 2-0 entering tonight's contest. They return home to face Albion next Friday, September 23rd, a 7 p.m. kickoff.
Albion has to go down to Pioneer. That's a haul. Wouldn't want to be on that bus trip. And we have action tomorrow, right, Joe? What
Yep.
we got tomorrow? We got Canisius and
Maritime.
Yeah, another big battle there.
2 p.m. kickoff only on Western New York Athletics. First and goal at the East 4 for the Panthers. Schwab rolls to his right, fires. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage. A big bat down on the defensive line.
Yeah, I think it was number 2. That Carl Mullen, I think it was Arnone, wasn't it? Or was it Andrew DePula?
I think it was Deptula.
Yeah, Deptula is making some great plays here, offensively and defensively. And that was close to being intercepted. Well, that's the break they really needed. Just inches away from a pick there. Brings up, second down there or third down?
Second down at the 4-yard line. This could be, again, 10:09 left in the fourth quarter, but the Trojans need this stop. There'll be a long climb, uphill climb the rest of the way. Schwab the snap, the pitch outside. It's Stover off the bump. Gets about a yard or so on the play, and then he is brought down at the line by Nate Bradley, number 58.
Yeah, Bradley and then Mike Hayes also came up, made a nice play there. So the ball just inside a 2-yard line, Joe. That clock continues to run. A huge third down play here.
Third and goal at the 3.
There comes the crowd.
9:40 and ticking. You can see right on your screen, folks, the Trojan faithful shaking this press box.
Huge play here, Joe. Could be the play of the game right now.
Dalton Jaibu on the left side, but the handoff is to Stover off the cut. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. Kyle Stover with the 3-yard score. 9:20 to go, and the Panthers expand their lead.
Stover made a nice move back to the inside off the tackle and had nothing but pay dirt for the easy score for the Panther running back. A great effort there by Stover.
Kyle Stover listed at 5'6", 150 pounds. The speed of Stover, ice in his veins to expand this Panthers lead. 9:20 left to play. His 5th touchdown of the season.
And it looks like they're going for 2. And they are. Trying to make this an even 3-touchdown game here.
Pitch outside, halfback pass, Stover into the back of the end zone, and count it. The 2-point pass play is good for Pioneer. Making the play, Dalton Jaibu, who else? And the Panthers lead 21-0 with 9:20 left in regulation.
Well, we're going to find out how faithful these West Seneca East Trojan fans are. Down 21-0. No one's gotten up and starting to move to the exits yet, but you're down 21-0 on your home turf. Something's got to give, and West Seneca East has ran into a buzzsaw here. This Pioneer team took a little time to warm up, Joe, but once they did, look out.
Couple of out-of-score updates once again. Jamestown leading Lockport still 42-0, about halfway through the third quarter. And Fredonia still on top of Tonawanda, 21-6.
And right now, officially after 3 quarters of play, it's Lancaster 14-0 over Williamsville North.
Yeah, we'd like to let you all know that each Wednesday, Western New York Athletics has produced the football magazine. We are 3 issues down in the book, lots of great headlines as well. We'll be back again this upcoming Wednesday. Check out the Western New York Athletics football magazine for the latest headlines going through each division and top players and coaches. Again, released every Wednesday. A lot of good stuff from our crew each Wednesday.
Joe, I read it, and it was fantastic reading this week. Great job from everybody involved.
Trojans on the return. Turn man gets to about just past the 20-yard line. And the Trojans, 9:13 left on the clock. Still have 3 timeouts left.
There's a 21-13 lead over Sweet Home for Orchard Park. So the Quakers looking to improve to 3-0. That AA franchise is back. Led by Luke Prince, one of the seniors out there, son of Tom Prince. And I know Tom's proud of his son. Orchard Park might be heard from before it's all said and done in Class AA.
Deptula in the shotgun, scrambles out. The pass is complete, a sliding catch, and inbounds. The Trojans keeping it going.
So that was a beautiful catch. Cole Arnone dove for that ball, Joe, and that's probably one of the better plays you've seen tonight out of this Trojan offense.
Under 9 minutes to play. 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line. Deptula scrambles out, keeps it himself, and can't get, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but the pressure coming on the line. Mark from that pressured Pioneer once again. Ty Richardson on the stop.
Yeah, Richardson, they are stubborn on the line, this Pioneer team. They're big, they're fast, they're agile, and they will make you pay if you can't get around the corner.
To a quick snap, and the pass incomplete, but the ball is loose.
No.
Nothing is whistled.
No.
And going into the end zone, it is Dalton Jaibu. No, Logan Holiday.
Holiday picked it up and ran it in. They didn't blow it dead, Joe. From here, though, I'm going to tell you, it looked like a forward pass. A little bit of Music City miracle there. But that is very close. They're going to call that a lateral. And I don't know about that one, Joe.
Logan Holiday, one of the other top senior studs, junior stud for Pioneer.
Well, the referee had a good look at it. He was the one in the backfield, and he's going to say that was a lateral. Dropped lateral. They pick it up and run it in. Cash it. And that could be one of the final nails in this coffin here tonight.
Devin Matuzak ready for the extra point attempt. The kick is on the way, and it is good. Logan Holiday with the big scoop and score. 8:11 left in the fourth quarter. 28-0 Pioneer lead.
Well, we've seen a little bit of everything tonight, Joe. We've seen 2 fumbles returned for touchdowns. Those are those deep offensive mistakes that you cannot make against a defense as good as Pioneer. I got a feeling we'll be seeing Pioneer again way down the road at the end of October. There's no question about it. As Frank Wolf agrees with me, our producer tonight, 28-0 Panthers in command here at West Seneca East.
Great complex as we have said so far tonight. A great student section on hand for the Trojans. Fans are filling up the house on both sides of the field. As, again, we have some out-of-town scores, Fredonia still leading Tonawanda 21-6. Lockport has scored against Jamestown. They now trail 42-6. Under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And I did see a couple minutes ago, Mark, that Williamsville East still up big against North Tonawanda. So they will still be undefeated in Class A1 play.
As they move into the fourth quarter, now 14-0 Lancaster over Williamsville North. Legends trying to close that game out with some solid defense. And now it looked like a penalty call here. Possible unsportsmanlike conduct call. It's going to cost the Trojans 15 yards. I don't know if that came from the bench or what, but that is going to cost them 15 yards on this kickoff. So if someone down on that bench said something to somebody and they didn't like it, and they got 15 for it.
So Matuzak ready to kick. This time now at the Trojan 45-yard line.
Let's see if they'll try to pin him deep, or Matuzak's got a great leg. He was making them from 40 yards out in warm-ups. He booms this one through. Wow. That's a leg.
Absolutely. Tevin Matuzak, 6'2" senior. A little kicking, a little tight end action, a little action on the D-line as well. Doing it all for Coach Jim Dupre. 8:11 left in this contest between Pioneer and West Seneca East. Trojans are back in action to face Burgard in Class B1 action on Friday the 23rd. And West Seneca East, the Stands, will be their first loss since a 21-0 loss against their rivals, West Seneca West, back on October 22nd, the last week of the 2021 regular season. Still some time, though. Deptula on the QB keeper. Ross to the 35, still in the 40. Still on his feet past midfield and wrapped up inside the 45 of Pioneer.
Well, there's no quitting his quarterback, Joe. That was a nice play there. He sprung it for some yards. He's limping a little bit now because he has ran the ball a lot tonight. And he's got a little bit of a gimp as he gets back to the huddle here, trying to stretch it out a little bit and see if he can stay in this ball game.
All the way up to the Pioneer 45-yard line. Deptula, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns last week on the ground in the 41-7 victory against Grand Island. Moving the chains, 8 minutes exactly in the fourth quarter.
So West Seneca East does not want to get shut out here. Now they're going to mark off another penalty. We might have a sportsmanlike conduct going the other way. Well, they add on 15 after that run there, Joe. Let's see.
Spotted right on the 30 mark, so it must have been on sportsmanlike or a bench warning against Pioneer. And before the snap, the official
they're starting to lose a little control in this ball game right now because not only are we not seeing the calls from the official, well, there's more confusion out there, Joe. Looks like we're ready to go.
First down at the Pioneer 30. Snap to the outside. Halfback trying to turn the corner. And on the tackle for Pioneer was Carter Jaibu. I believe it was Mike Hayes. It was on the carry.
Yeah, we got a flag down at the 40-yard line. I think it was a push to the back, and it was against the Trojans. So that's going to impede that run. Take it back 10 yards. Things are really falling apart here for the Trojans after that nice run by the quarterback.
Trojan fans aren't thrilled with that call, to say the least.
No, they are not. Down 28-0, though. You got to take your frustration out somewhere, and unfortunately, it's the old Zebras out there are getting the brunt of it.
Trojans all the way back in midfield. 1st and 30. Trojans have to get to the Pioneer 20. 7:50 left in the fourth quarter.
Is that it?
Deptula on the QB keeper again. This time, Panthers are ready. Brought down by a pair of defenders. So like Dalton Jaibu in on the stop.
Along with number 59 as well. Ty Richardson came up and made a nice play. And now Richardson's going to go off. And coming in and for him is Dalton Morgan. So Richardson with a nice play there.
Clock winding down, 7:05 and ticking. Only a 1-yard gain on the last carry from Deptula.
Joe, this Trojan team not in any hurry. I don't understand it.
2nd and 34. Deptula scrambles to his left, cuts up midfield, still at his feet, and gets past the 45, and right on top of him, Lawrence Kraft on the stop. The big bear hug from behind, Mark.
Krieger also in there on that play, and boy, Pioneer. That's one thing about this Pioneer team, Joe. They love to hit.
As we mentioned at the top of our broadcast, Jim Dupre said his Panthers team, both sides of the ball, they have to win the line of scrimmage, and it's safe to say they've done just that once again in week 3. 6:15 left. Deptula still on the run and brought down in the backfield. Carter Jaibu in the house with a big sack.
Jaibu comes up, did not make a mistake, slipped his blocker and made a beautiful tackle for the sack. And there's another big loss for this Trojans ball club. Wow.
Big stop by Carter. Jaibu, the sophomore. His brother Dalton, a junior, had a couple big plays tonight. And then the younger brother said, hey, let me try something, and he does. 4th, and according to our scoreboard, 33, coming up all the way at the Pioneer 47-yard line. Offense still on the field. Deptula about to run, and then flags on the field. 5:25 to play. At this point, you might as well keep the offense out.
Well, they're going to cost them another 5 yards with a legal procedure. So now it's 4th down and 38 it should be. 4th and 38 here, I believe. Let's see. Let's do some quick adding here. Now it's 4th and 33. Either way, I mean, you're down 28 points. And you might as well just keep everybody out there. Although they look a little unorganized right now. And Jim Marino probably should call a timeout here.
5:08 and ticking. Trojans have to avoid a delay of game penalty. Deptula now takes the snap. He keeps it himself, has the open lane up the middle, crosses midfield, gets to the 45, and then brought down by a host of Panthers. A turnover on downs, though, from the Trojans with 4:55 left to play. 28-0 Pioneer.
Joe, we touched on it at halftime. Did you feel what was he going to do to get other players on his offense involved? And quite simply, hasn't done anything. He's trying to take command of the offense himself. There's 11 guys out there. You've got to spread the ball around, find a way to get it to your running backs out of the backfield, maybe throw a crossover over the middle with your wide receivers. They haven't really tried anything different. He's thrown a couple of passes. That was in the first half. And now they turn the ball back over again, and Pioneer can really wrap it up now.
Same formation. We've seen the majority of the evening from the Panthers. Hand off. Dalton Jaibu on the right side. Crosses the 45. Gets stopped at about the 48-yard line. And the clock continues to tick, Mark. 4:43 left.
Yeah, it's all the plan for the Pioneers, Pioneer Panther team. Just keep running the ball. Keep the clock moving. Try not to get anybody hurt. Maybe go to your bench a little bit. Both teams very short on their bench, but right now it's just a matter of time here. Pioneer just going to run the ball and run the clock as much as they can here. 2nd down and 6 coming up. I'll call it 2nd and 7.
Schwab, handoff on the right side. Jaibu again on the carry. So it was Carter Jaibu on the carry. Gets a few yards to keep the chains going. As we mentioned, Pioneer returns for 3 straight home contests, starting with Albion on Friday the 23rd. Then Class B1 action against Iroquois on September 30th. And then Friday, October 7th against South Park. All 3 of the home contests for Pioneer are 7 p.m. kickoffs.
Cheektowaga just ran back a kickoff, I believe, or a punt. It's 14-14. And that ball game's getting interesting.
Taking on Falconer tonight. The handoff to Stover. Brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Mike Natty came up, made a nice play, number 13 for West Seneca East. But that clock just keeps running, Joe, inside 3 minutes.
So we 4th and 2 right at midfield. Carter Jaibu in punt formation. This time he will punt. Fair catch by the Trojans. 2:31 left to play.
Joe, a little surprised West Seneca East didn't take a timeout there before that punt.
It is interesting. You still had that point roughly 6 minutes or so. You had the ball at around midfield. Something must have not bet. They might have not seen the right formation from the defense if you're Coach Jim Marino.
Yeah, Jim Marino, a heck of a coach, and I don't like to see him throw up a white flag, but by not calling timeout there, pretty much is settling for a tough loss here at home tonight. After a nice 2-0 start to start the year, obviously they're going to lose this ball game, and let's see if they can break the shutout.
And off to Mike Hayes. Hayes crosses the 25, and then it is stopped on the 26 or 27, likely the 26. Another stoppage from the rushing defense tonight from the Panthers.
Joe, our immediate care MVP tonight, who do you got for this Pioneer team?
I would say Dalton Jaibu had the big plays, the pick six, fumble recovery in the first quarter, then the touchdown catch, and then late again in the fourth quarter. So I would say Dalton Jaibu. Who would you pick?
Oh, there's no question Jaibu had a great game. I'm going to go with Mike Hayes here, who's played pretty well for this West Seneca East team. And now an injury here right in front of us. Let's see. Here I'm just talking about him, Hayes, and he appears to be okay. But he's given a great effort tonight for the Trojans. So I'm going to go with Mike Hayes, number 4.
Hayes and the Trojans return to action. Class B1 play against Burgard, as we mentioned. Same complex, Friday the 23rd. And then back-to-back road games at Lakeshore and at Lewiston Porter. The counter run this time coming. And the halfback rolls his way close to midfield. Mike Hayes once again. Tonight's game was the start of 5 consecutive league games for the Trojans. And that big one at the end of the season, Mark, rivalry week against West Seneca West again.
After 3 quarters of play, East Aurora is up 20-13 over Dunkirk. And Micah Harris has scored once again for Lancaster. They're up 21-0.
Mikey Hayes.
Appears to be Fredonia still on top of Tonawanda in the fourth quarter as well. We're approaching the final minute of this broadcast from West Seneca East. Reminder, our coverage continues tomorrow at 2 Eastern when the Canisius Crusaders square off against Maritime Health Science. Stu Boyer on the call, 2 p.m. kickoff on Western New York Athletics. Trojans still running the ball. This time it is Charlie Rosado on the carry. Last 45 seconds of play.
McKinley up 28-21 over Ken West, I believe, right? And Medina up 32-12 after 3 quarters of play over Cleveland Hill.
Under 30 seconds to play. Deptua on the QB keeper, cuts inside, brought down at the 25-yard line. 21 seconds left and some extracurricular activities. Trojans inside the 25-yard line, under 20 seconds left.
Most likely our last play, Joe, here.
Up the middle. Getting to the 15-yard line. 5 seconds left. Clock is winding down. And that will conclude tonight's contest. Pioneer moving on to 3-0 on the season and 2-0 in Class B1 play. A 28-0 shutout victory. Friday night action against West Seneca East. We will step aside. We're going to wrap it up from West Seneca East High School. Dalton Jaibu with 3 scores tonight to lead the Panthers. For Mark Johnson, Frank Wolf, and Dana Guther, this is Joe Kraus signing off. You've been watching Western New York Athletics.